I say it in almost every last one of my videos, bro. The most consistent thing in life is change. It's something that you can't foresee. It's something you can't control. And once it gets started, it's something you'll never be able to stop. That's what change does. It's beyond us. And whenever we're making room for something new, we have to be willing to accept that something that we've grown accustomed to may no longer be here. And I think this is where we're at when it comes to the dating game. Because you see, social media has opened plenty doors for new relationships. People are linking up online. People are meeting for the first time. People from overseas are finding love. It's a beautiful thing that happens on the internet when it comes to relationships. But what's the setback? Some would say a lot of oversaturation. A lot of people would believe that there's a lot of hookups and nobody's looking to get married anymore because the internet makes everything so accessible. So we're gonna get into people don't want marriage, they only want hookups.
It's dead. Dating is dead because we killed it. We no longer value the things that make us good partners. We don't value loyalty. We don't value respect. We don't value holding ourselves accountable. We don't value commitment. And it's because we don't value these things, we can't be in healthy relationships and strong relationships. Now we got situationships.
It has been brought to my attention that Tinder is the new frontier. I don't know about you, but in 2015, Tinder was the place that you went to get your oats rolled. It is where you went to potentially not come back. I mean, whenever my friends were on Tinder, I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, you're going to this guy's house, you don't know him, what's going on? You're never going to see him again. We were 18, a lot of these guys were like 35. It's just, ew, it's creepy, it's weird. However, in the past 3 months, no. However, in the past 3 months, I've met several different women who all claim to have met their man on Tinder. And quite frankly, I'm baffled. I'm shocked. It's crazy to me. They're all in healthy relationships with these Prince Charmings, and I don't understand. And they're all saying that Hinge sucks, Bumble sucks, and Tinder is where it's at. And I want to know, is this reverse psychology? Like you sign up for Tinder thinking you're just gonna go have a quick spicy, and it ends up becoming the love of your life because there's no...
I've never been on Tinder.
Because there's no expectation? I'm genuinely so confused, and I want to know when this transition started, and I want to know why nobody told me. Why did nobody tell me? I'm shocked, and I want to hear from you. Is it Chicago only? Because I'm in Chicago. Or has Tinder become the new frontier for matchmaking for lovers across the board? I don't get it.
I don't think one app is better than the other. Honestly, I believe it's the luck of the draw, especially when it comes to these dating platforms. Like, I feel like every other week they're creating a new social experiment, dating app, whether it's Black, Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Christians Match, like there's a plethora of them. And a lot of it, honestly, like you hear a lot of those creepy, awkward stories about people's first dates going wrong and whatnot, but you always got to leave something to a small percentage. Now, the people that are finding success on these dating apps are the minority. I'll be the first one to tell you. I found my partner through a dating app, so I'll attest to a certain degree, but just because I found my match doesn't mean I didn't waste my time with some of the most toxic people that you could come across in life. Forget a social media platform. There are a lot of broken souls on these dating apps. So just because I found success, for lack of a better term, I am one of a million. Similar to anybody else that's finding love on these dating apps, we're all just one of a million. I wouldn't call it the trend or the direction that people should take. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing's better than real life and actually going out there. But nowadays, people don't like going out. People don't socialize anymore. A lot of people aren't even friendly and lack social skills in the first place. Maybe it has something to do with COVID or just flat out laziness. But nonetheless, a lot of people are gravitating to these dating apps looking for love. And there's no guarantees out there.
Send help.
Men are no longer obsessed with women. Men are growing out of that. Thank God. A lot of men
I hear that a lot.
are done with dating. They're not chasing women anymore, and they are on their mission to become successful. About time. You men need to realize everything I was saying in 2023 and 2024 has come true. All these women out here were just using you to go on what they call a date, but it's not a date. It is literally a way for her to eat for free. They don't want to be in love with anyone ever. The reason why these women don't want to be in love with anyone ever, because they have something that has replaced men. And that is her phone. The value that a woman puts on the attention that she gets from her phone is far more than actually settling down and being with one man. And she knows if she's in a relationship, she's not going to be able to spend time on her phone the way she does every single second of the day. Therefore, she does not want to be in a relationship. They're lying to you. They have always lied to you. I'm going to be honest with you. Ever since COVID, I think something was in that they took. Because before those days, they wanted to be in love. They wanted to be in relationships. Ever since they took that, they totally changed, yo. They totally changed. There's no way you could disagree with me. How many of you men have met a woman after COVID and you are in love with her still today? Very few of you, I bet. There's a reason for that. So I don't know what was in that, but something had to be in it, because it is the only thing that we can say that millions of people all went out and did at the same time, and now the world has changed, yo. Something was in that, because they don't want to be with a man anymore. And we got to understand that a lot of them have joined the rainbow anyway. A lot of them
I'll say this, like I was agreeing with my boy until he started going to the COVID-19, having whatever that tangent part was. But yeah, men have definitely reevaluated the game and their approach. I don't think that men are necessarily, just because we're saying men aren't obsessed with women, don't mean that women still aren't a priority in a man's life. Like, we're never gonna think, as a male, as a part of the male community and a part of the male species, you'll never hear speak like we don't need women in life. That's just not a part of the mantra. Compared to our kind of partners who don't believe that they need men for anything. Like, we'll never sit here and be like, we don't need women. But what we have done is we've reevaluated just the effort that we're willing to put into these women, because now we've been given the information to understand how the game really rolls. Now we understand, now more than ever, how women approach dating relationships, the women's expectations, and the things that they want out of us. And a lot of us just aren't willing to play those dumb games, especially when those same women don't feel like it's worth it to bring anything to the table anymore. We're evaluated solely based off of what we bring to the table. You know, half of us gotta be the table, right? It's not even about providing anymore. Now we gotta be the table. Gotta be a 6-figure earner, gotta be tall, dark, and handsome, gotta have your own car, your own network, great income, possibly even your own house. Like, we know the standards that we have to live up to, and nowadays modern women don't believe that their standards needs to be explained. So with the new information that we've gathered, a lot of men just kind of realize this is a hopeless battle. Let me build myself up, because if I'm broke, I'm gonna just keep getting played with. But if I build myself up to a certain wealth, they'll have no choice but to respect me. So it's not the fact that men are no longer obsessed with women. We still do a lot of these things for women. It's just we're not willing to play these simp games that they've been having us play for the past 20 plus years.
part of the rainbow, and let's just be honest with you. A lot of them are laying down with toys. You know, the rolls and all these different toys that they use. I want you to think about that. How could a woman ever want to be in love with you when she is more satisfied than a toy than she is a man? And when she is a part of the rainbow, why do you think she wants to be with you?
A part of the
She
rainbow
would
is
rather have
crazy.
you buy her gifts, buy her food, and then she would get satisfaction out of a robot and another woman.
In 2025, I'm dating a married man. You heard me, and I don't care what anyone has to say about it. I'ma date him, I'ma feed him, I'ma love him, I'ma nuck him. And no, I'm not being his piece. I'm gonna be my piece. He's gonna be his own. And after the creator, I'm putting him first. After me, of course. And he's gonna do the same.
Wow.
And like I said, I'm dating a married man because he's my married man. And you can call me a pick me or keep me all you want. I don't care, because he picked me. And so far, he's kept me for 25 years. 22
Oh,
years.
okay, I see what
So
she's
if
saying.
his wife ain't doing her job, that ain't my problem. I am his wife. You see, I didn't get married to this man to stop dating him. I got married to this man to start dating him for the rest of his life. And we have not had the perfect relationship.
I see what she means. Okay.
We've taken the good with the bad, and the bad, and the real good. So we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. Getting on each other's nerve every now and then, and loving each other through it all. So date that married man, just not mine. I love you, be well.
Look, man, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Going into 2025, man, I ain't looking for nobody, because it's gotten to the point to where dating is less about connecting with someone. It's more so about, what can you buy me, what can you do this for me. And I've never been that type of person to really do that stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'ma always have my eye open for someone, but to the point to where I'll go up to them, say something, or try to, get something going. No, I just don't have the energy for it. If I find you attractive, the most I'll do is just heart your story or just tell you look nice. Other than that, I'm just look at you and go on by my way. Simple.
You know what? In 2025, I'm gonna.
He just
start
doesn't
going
sound
for the
like he
hot
wants to
guys.
put
I'm
in
gonna
any
start going
effort,
for
so
the
I can't
guys-
even get down with that. I don't. It seems like you're contributing to why dating is so difficult. It sounds like you don't put in no effort, my brother, at all. Bare minimum seems like a lot. So
Simple.
You know what? In 2025, I'm gonna start going for the hot guys. I'm gonna start going for the guys that are just so far out of my league. It's inconceivable that we would ever live on the same planet. Here's the thing. I don't expect the guy out of my league to treat me super well. I don't expect a lot from that. I would fully expect that they're not gonna be into me. And that we could go on a couple dates and they're gonna be like, no, you're not good enough for me. Meets expectations. But when I go for someone who's like, oop, a little below me, and they still don't want to go out with me, or even worse, treat me like shit, I'm like, all right, that's below expectations. Because here's the thing, there's no way for a guy below me to exceed my expectations. It will only ever be a meet. If I go for someone really good looking and they're super nice to me and like me, that is an exceed. That is an A++++.
How you doing?
what?
Wow, you are gorgeous.
Thank you. You look good too.
What?
So,
Thank you,
where
man.
we eating?
I wasn't gonna tell you, it's a surprise.
Okay.
Yes,
I mean, it better be 5-star and up. So,
5-star.
Better,
dang.
better be
Like
kind
that?
of.
You don't like Applebee's or nothing? I mean, I'm not saying I'm taking you there, but
Applebee's,
yeah.
I'm not giving Applebee's, honey.
And this is the problem with dating nowadays. It's this standard that a lot of men have to live up to, and these women that feel like they're just worth the best of the best without giving you anything. It's just they associate their value to how they look. And unfortunately, society rewards good-looking people, so that's why some women are able to live in that bubble-like atmosphere where the solar system revolves around them, in which when a man wants to take you out, you can't tell the man where to take you. Right off the bat, you're letting him know that he can't take the lead. What is this, a partnership, or do you want me to finally take over the ship and steer you in the right direction in life? My first date, you got to tell me where I got to bring you in the standard? For what? We haven't even slept together yet. You know, so before we can even get to that point, my son has to now look in his wallet and be like, okay, when did I get paid? How much is this gonna cost me? And granted, listen, I'm all down for the man paying for the first date, the majority of the dates, to be honest, and when things get serious, maybe you guys could take turns here and there, but right off the bat to tell me you worth 5-star and I haven't even nothing? Nah, we're not doing that.
Damn. Oh, you bougie. We should have just met wherever you wanted to eat at. You know what I'm saying? You got a car?
No, what?
Yeah,
No.
that's weird. You bougie for a girl with no car.
Excuse you?
I'm saying, so we want
That's weird.
Like I said,
5-star?
5-star and up.
Mm.
Shoot, Michelin star. Come on now.
I respect
First
it. I
date,
respect it.
show up.
Show up. I like that. Ah, my freaking tire.
What?
I think my tire flat.
I can't leave with no guy that got,
Can you
that
check
got
that
their
for me?
car together.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, man. Can you check
What
that for
you
me, please?
mean?
I just
What
gotta
do I
see.
look like by the no? Oh my god.
Okay,
Yeah,
obviously
I
this is a content.
I can't be dealing with y'all.
Nah, no, that's a fact. I got your damn mind. Delete my number.
I saw this comment right here.
That's true. That's
My
a
Instagram.
lot of women get
I
left, bro.
couldn't help but agree. Dating is such a pointless endeavor. All right, because I'm going to lay it out for you how dating goes, all right? Either we're dating to get married or we're dating to break up. But let's cut the dating to get married out of there, 'cause that's usually not going to happen in this generation, you know what I mean? Because now we're either dating to where one of us really likes the other and the other one doesn't really care. And that's pointless and harmful to whoever cares, because now your feelings are hurt. Okay, let's go the other route. Neither one of you care, and then y'all split up. What was the point of that interaction? If neither one of you actually cared about each other and all y'all was just in it for sex, right? What did either one of you gain from that interaction, for real? Like, some of y'all might be, well, I got to be cheap. Shut up. To me, it's like, what did I gain from that? I didn't gain anything from that. So really, it's like, if we're not dating to get married, I don't even want to do that. Then how can I even know that we're going to? Because that's a whole other video.
I've got terrible news for everybody. I don't know if y'all have heard or not. I actually just found this out. I was on Hinge, and I was thinking, you know what? All the people that are my age don't seem to want a relationship right now. They just want to do fuck shit and mess around and not fall in love with nobody. And if they do, they want to break your heart after 8 months. Whatever. That's a whole different story. So what I was thinking, I was like, maybe I should just change the age preference, right? So I'm like, okay, let's bump this up a notch to 30 years old and up. right? Okay, I'm 23. Maybe that's a stretch. I don't know. But let me tell you what happens.
Trust me, you don't want to be with 30-year-old women, bro.
I go through a couple of things. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? The pickings are a little slim. So I'm like, all right, I won't give up on it yet. I spend an hour or so like swiping through it or whatever. You know how you do. And found absolutely nothing. Not that, whatever, just whatever. You get what I'm saying. It's like the pickings got slim, so I had to revert back to going, back to my age. My point in saying this is I think that when we get 30 years old, if we are not already booed up, we probably are not ever going to find true love. And if we do, we're dating Fiona or we're dating Shrek. It's whatever it is, right? For the girls, I'm sure the pickings are slim on the guy's side. This isn't supposed to be a sexist thing. So don't.
I absolutely do agree. I do feel like your prime years to be looking for love should be spent in your 20s. But the culture has convinced us that we have forever. YOLO. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the younger culture, especially the people in their 20s, think that they have time to be playing around with people. A lot of people will be in decent to good enough relationships and fuck it up for some selfish reason. Whether it's either they got bored, the man ain't working hard enough, they still want to have fun, they feel like they're too beautiful to get tied down, and the same thing goes for both sexes, right? But that's just the name of the game. People are playing around with their 20s, and reality hits you hard in your 30s. The moment you really go from 28 to 30, you're kind of viewed as 30 by the time you 28, because even the average 28-year-old is like a clock that's like ticking down, like, oh shit, I'm 2 years removed from this infamous 3-0. And once you do cross over to that 3-0, people expect you to have your shit together. Whether or not you do have your shit together doesn't matter. Just because you're 30, we expect you to. That's just the standard. People stop holding your hands after a certain age, and you start to realize how cold this world really is. Now, if you're going to be fumbling your 20s and you walk into the 30-year-old life trying to get your life started, it's going to be slim pickings, okay? Because women that are like, and I'm speaking from a man's perspective, it's going to be hard to find women that are on your par. A lot of women your age, especially once they start to cross 30s, they're either single parents, so you got to almost kind of normalize being a stepfather, which is another big L in today's modern day society. It just is what it is. Or you just date down and go back to the younger generation who continuously play games and aren't really ready to take things serious unless you bring everything to the table. The modern day woman in their 20s ain't trying to go 50-50. So unless you're willing to cover up that bill, you know what I mean? Don't go pursuing it. 30-year-olds, I think the older women get, the more understanding they are to just, hey, before I didn't want someone to go 50-50, now I need someone to at least go 50-50. In their 20s, they expect you to take care of everything. So pick your losses, gentlemen.
Don't you do that. It's just, I think if we don't fall in love now, then all the good ones are going to be scooped up and ran off with when we're 30. And I don't know what to do with myself right now. My hands are like shit. I don't know how I ended up here, right? It's like you fall in love with somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, this is great. And then they just break your heart. Like randomly, right? I'm dating this girl 8 months. Oh my gosh. And then shit literally poof, gone. Whoa, gone. And then, okay, sick. How do you avoid that? Well, okay, maybe you should just date somebody that's a little bit older that knows, hey, whenever you lose something good, you can't get it back. So now they're ready to settle down. Everybody's ready to settle down is getting booed the hell up right now. I'm wondering where y'all are finding them. And if you're finding them somewhere where I don't know where they're at, we have an issue and you need to tell somebody and quit. You need to quit trying to,
gatekeep.
Hide that from everybody and gatekeep, because this is too much for me to handle.
So I saw this study last night.
And he's only 23.
Men have just given up on dating. Specifically, men over the age of 30 have just given up on dating. They don't want to do it anymore. It's not worth it to them. So women are picking over a whole bunch of dirtbag men and sleeping with a bunch. But the men out there who are actually husband material have no interest in dating. Why? That's my question for you today. Why do you have no interest in dating? I'm going to tell you my opinion on why I do. Also, women, if you want to chime in here and give us your opinion, please do so. But my example, I'm 40 plus. Okay, the reason I haven't dated in years probably mostly has to do with the fact that my heart hasn't moved on from the past. And I don't want to date a woman and her think everything's going a lot better than it actually is. And then one day she sees on my face that the feeling's not entirely there, that it's still halfway somewhere else. And I don't want to put somebody through.
Bro, get a dog and heal. You know, you're in your 40s. You don't necessarily have forever. So if you're 40 and you're single and you ain't got no kids, I mean, I ain't gonna judge, but we all judge anyway. What are you doing with your life? Heal. You're obviously the reason why you're getting in your own way of true happiness. And at 40, you're still young enough to find somebody. So get over the trauma, seek the therapy that you need, and move forward with your life and do something. Do something about it.
through that, so I hold off on dating. But that's not the only reason, okay? That's just a tiny piece of it. Another part of the reason is that, yeah, I just contradicted myself, didn't I? I said a large part and then a tiny piece. I got it. Anyway, it's part of it, okay? Well, let's just say that. But it's also because you women, I see you on Facebook all the time talking about all the dates. Every single dude you go out with a date, you post on social media, and when it doesn't work out, you call them all sorts of names, and it's like you're dating 5 different dudes at the same time and talking smack about 3 of them in the same week. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, at some point maybe the dude's not the problem, but I don't know. A lot of times I'm sure the dude is the problem. My only question is, why aren't men dating? Okay, I got off on a tangent there. I can tell you that it is kind of scary. I want one woman for the rest of my life, and I want that woman to want only me for the rest of our lives, and we can have fun, have a blast for the rest of our lives, and be happy. And I am more than patient and more than willing to wait, because anything that I lose in the temporary will be absolutely worth it to find her. So that's why I'm waiting, but a whole lot of people are waiting for other reasons.
Brother man, you are 40. You are 40. You're 10 years removed. You are 10 years removed from being 50. And you're talking about you. That's why you're still waiting? You're waiting for the perfect relationship? Men in their 30s understand that the perfect relationship doesn't exist. And there needs to be a higher priority for you to get your life together, for you to get your living situation out of like the bro code roommate kind of atmosphere that you're giving off right now, and into the dating market where you could actually raise your value, hold yourself to a certain standard, get back in the gym. You look pretty lean, you know what I'm saying? So at 40, talking about like, this is why you're waiting for what? What do you think is about to pull up if you don't put yourself out there?
Just let me know what they are. Peace and hair grease.
Romance. Your idea of romance nowadays is dramatic. It's up and down. It's this and that. And what you've done along the way is that the guys that have shown romance, have gotten you flowers, that have treated you like everything you want to be treated like, when you friend zone him or pushed him aside, you are literally training guys to be ruthless out here, because they're going to realize.
I believe that the average woman that enters her 30s possibly skipped out on the man that they were supposed to marry about 3-4 times. The problem is, whenever those men come and see these women's life, if these guys don't meet a certain threshold, if they're not tall enough, if they're not as charismatic, if they're not well put together, if they don't got their shit together, 9 times out of 10, a woman in their 20s with the high expectations that they have are just going to oversee these guys or just throw them into the friend zone bucket. You know what I mean? A lot of women do that, where a guy will come out and approach them with nothing but respect. A guy will come out there and be kind to them, be respectful of them, cater to them. And then they just, you know, it's not good enough. You know, you're not good enough, bruv. You're not tall enough, bruv. And these women put these guys in a friend zone as if these men are out here looking for friendship rings, and then wonder why haven't I found the right one? Why do I keep dating fuckboys? Why are all these men ain't shit? It's because you keep picking them, for starters, huh? You keep overlooking Clark Kent and finding Superman and realizing, oh shit, Superman could fly, he could see through things, he got super speed. Oh, Superman got options. Clark Kent was the one giving you attention. And 9 times out of 10, especially in this world, in this dating age, women are not impressed by Clark Kent anymore. Even though he has all that potential behind the suit, what they see on the surface, they're willing to overlook because you're not tall enough, bro. So women absolutely have the romantic dating game in flux. And unfortunately, a lot of them don't regret the decisions until they're in their mid-30s with multiple kids and end up as a single parent, because that's how it just kind of is. If they even end up with kids in the first place. Like,
they have that method doesn't work anymore like it used to, because of the love they have. For context, you are literally training guys to be ruthless out here, because they're going to realize, as they have, that method doesn't work anymore like it used to, because of the level of options that you seemingly have online. You are going to get icks from certain things, and those icks are going to draw you to behaviors that you don't want to deal with, because you feel like there might be something better out there that's not going to be all over you. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies. This level of rejection when it comes to romance is going to make the men that you say that you can't hate, that you can't stand. This level of rejection in romance is going to create the men that you say you can't stand, the ones that are going to become ruthless, the ones that are going to go after and get what they want and let it be. Because they were romantic at one point. And when it started to give you the ick, when they start to do everything for you and be there for you and put you on a pedestal that you say you want to be put on, all of a sudden you were like, I don't, now that I have options, might not be my best option. That's what your head, you're thinking. See, this is going to create the men that are going to be out here, the ones you say, oh, they're playing games. They're not playing games. They gave you that before. Now they took it away and said, no. Now I'm going to operate out here like a savage. That's what they're doing. In case you were curious. They're operating like savages because you've killed romance. I know.
I absolutely agree.
So I'm a 37-year-old firefighter, and this is
I definitely feel like women of modern day times have definitely put a price tag on romance. It's not about what you do, but how much you paid for it. You know, and they've removed the aspect of love, and men are now putting so much effort into these women that don't appreciate a lot of their gestures, and now men are just lazy. Like, we see the game that the women are playing, so we're like, yo, at the end of the day, we could play the same game too. Now, I don't recommend it. You know, I honestly don't think there's a point in hurting people because you were once hurt, you know. But I always say it takes a simp to know a simp. So I don't ever speak from a place where I haven't experienced doing all the right things for the wrong person. And when you get crushed, yo, listen, man, like, it takes a man a long time to get over getting crushed by a woman. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. They may not show it, they definitely won't talk about it, because where's the safe space for a man to talk about it? But when a man is scorned like that and they know they look good, oh man, they're just gonna raise hell on the dating market moving forward. So it's par for the course. Women have forgotten the gestures of romance, and everything is now come down to how much are you willing to pay, how much are you willing to spend, how much are you willing to take care of me, without bringing much or any value to the table. Well, I'm sorry, I forget. Like, nowadays they'll tell you, well, I cook and I clean. Well, thank you. I have a car with a wheel and brakes. You're still a car. But what separates you from the other models? We still don't know.
Like to date in today's modern society. I get a ton of matches on dating apps, but oh my god, the amount of ghosting happening is unbelievable. I actually got off the dating apps and I figured, hey, why don't I just do my thing? So I was going for a run one day, and this really pretty girl made eye contact with me, and I ended up getting her number. Guess what? She ghosted too. I guess it just doesn't really matter anymore. I'm just gonna do my own thing. I don't know. I kind of give up. So I was just making this video, and as I was about to hit next to publish it, guess who texted me? The same girl from the park. Wow, what a freaking weird thing that's happening. Still, I don't really have any high hopes. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing.
Raise your hand if you've deleted the dating apps. I reached a point today where I'm done. I'm just officially done. I don't ever want to swipe again in my life. I don't ever want to have the stupidest conversations in my life. I am good, and I'm just gonna focus on meeting people in the wild, like the good old days, right? I've seen actually so many women on this app especially talk about how, like, they're done with the dating apps and they're gonna try just like putting themselves out there and opening themselves up to meeting people in person. And I do feel like we need to get back to that. And a lot of what's on the dating apps is trash, but I also have to take accountability, because I don't really like who I am on the dating apps either. Really, in any of like my past relationships or where I've like seriously dated somebody, and if you're one of those people and you're watching this, I'm sorry, I might offend you right now, but I wasn't like initially super attracted to them. It was as we got talking and I got to like feel their energy and get to know their personality, where that attraction, I'm like, oh, okay, I like you. And I just feel like that is so impossible to do on the dating apps, and I'm just over it. I'm like
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and vouch for the dating apps, because people lack patience nowadays. A lot of people just want overnight success when it comes to relationships, and that's not how it works. Oftentimes, people are struggling to get past first base. You know, like the initial, oh, I got a response from this person. Getting past that point seems to be difficult in 2025, because a lot of people still have selfish tendencies. A lot of people are inconsistent, looking for consistency within other people. It just doesn't make much sense. It's not an app problem, it's a us problem. The app just does what it's supposed to do according to its algorithm, but it's humans that are making dating that much more difficult, and it's because our priorities all over the place. They really are. Women are not appreciating good men. Good men aren't appreciating good women. So we need to find a common ground. I I'm not gonna say it's gonna start with with destroying dating apps, but I do believe that we need to take it back to the root of things of just simply getting to know each other day by day. I'm gonna holler at you guys next video. Hit the like and subscribe button. Also leave in the comment section what you thought of this video and how your experiences are. But take it from me, don't listen to all these people, because a lot of these people aren't putting in any effort and getting mad at the results that they're getting back in return. So to each his own. I'm gonna holler at you guys next video. Mamba out.